Alright, so we're going to get into some juicy, awkward shit here. But before we go into this case of borderline corporate theft, I just want to say, please don't attack or go after anyone mentioned in this video. We all make mistakes in life, and some of those haunt us to this very day, especially those in which our actions inadvertently caused massive attacks on our personhood, and that can really hurt. And as much as you might think a person would or could deserve it, the shame in the mishandling of our own actions is a powerful enough lesson in and of itself most of the time. And in the end, the best way we can change the world is through positively affirming the ascension of ourselves in an upward trajectory, rather than hurting people to make them fall through some sort of vindicated sense of vigilantism or mob justice, which in the end just escalates the problem for everyone, as opposed to strengthening ourselves in a way that brightens our lives and situations for us and the people around us for the benefit of humanity. Okay, I'm getting off topic here, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, before you panic, remain calm. Remember to breathe. But it's not time to breathe. Pippen's channel was stolen. Hold it. Not my channel. I'm not the only Build the Earth channel. There's the Mindfact channel, posting updates on our largest project, New York. There's Hunter, who's done incredible Build the Earth reviews, and dozens of other channels uploading content. But there's actually a completely official, publicly endorsed, self-created, religiously sanctioned Build the Earth channel. Back when the dust cloud of chaos was first forming into something back in March of 2020, when I was desperately trying to organize this whole enterprise, people were self-appointedly creating fan pages of the projects on all major websites. Most of these were later adapted into official pages for the project, since I hadn't made any, but the YouTube was a strange bird. Once these pages were secure, I was instructed to put their links into the information section of the original video for the project. So the Build the Earth official channel reached 20,000 subscribers without ever uploading a single video. Kind of like those strange channels titled 20k subs, no videos challenge, except not as cringe. This channel was placed at the spearhead of an idea that everyone in Minecraft had been waiting for since day one. Instead of building a 4000:1 scale Earth SMP or whatever it may be, building the actual Earth 1:1 scale. With a 20,000 subscriber start, much like my 20,000 subscriber start when people found the Endstone video, it looked like the channel was off to an awesome start and promising future. In light of that, why has it been determined by most, including those who have worked on the channel themselves, that the channel and its content have been a failure? There's a misconception that a lot of people believed, and I believed this myself for a long time as a viewer on YouTube. It is often thought that having a huge amount of subscribers is a relatively comfortable gig that will award you with a decent amount of views no matter what you put out. And this is our impression because seemingly this is how it used to be. We're not sure how much of today's YouTube algorithm was in the process 10 years ago, but we do know that subscriber amount much more prominently determined view count. At this point, subscribers almost seem like an antiquated system YouTube wishes it could get rid of, but is too ingrained into the very culture of the app itself to ever be removed, so they essentially work around it. But starting off, the Build the Earth channel had some pretty strong professional content, great cinematics, script writing, music, and my favorite voice talent ever, Canadian Rob.
Implementation of the Dymaxion map projection, which just rolled out this past Sunday.
And they were kicking butt. Some of their videos got as much as 40,000 views, higher than their subscriber count. But this was the peak. Their views after that continued to steadily decline. Now, this might surprise you, but it's one of the more preferable outcomes, since very often new channels can get a video that gets a bunch of views, and then it goes straight back to no views with subsequent uploads. It all depends on the situation and context. So what happened? Well, they started off with really strong update videos, and then they uploaded more of those. And then they uploaded more of those, and more update videos, and then some more. This is what leads me back to my original point about subscribers not being everything. Back when they were, content creators would often do a large series where they go through 12 to 30 different videos with numerical parts, and at some point, this changed on YouTube. It no longer worked, but people still had the impression that it does, leading to the situation where many Minecraft content creators from the initial 2012 and onward wave of Minecraft popularity with really big subscriber counts are struggling to survive in the video marketplace. The Build the Earth channel seemed to have a similar problem, relying on the same content vehicle over and over again to hopefully produce the same results. But as unfortunate as this was, its problems only started from there and was nothing compared to the crazy shit that would happen next with this channel. So the first thing that happened with the YouTube team behind this channel was that Canadian Rob left. He was spending too much time on our all-volunteer project, had fantastic voiceover talent, and wanted to move on to paid projects, which is totally understandable. I don't fault him at all for this, for the same reason I don't fault anyone for leaving, so we should never look down on anyone for doing that when it's mentioned. I haven't talked to Rob for almost 2 years now, and I still love him. But his leaving signified the beginning of a systemic problem that would only get worse. Other people would leave. Then BuildTheEarth staff would appoint a replacement for said person, whatever position they held, be it writer, cinematics, voice, composer, or lead of the entire team. Like most of the PR departments, it was a village bicycle in a sense. It was a revolving door with people constantly coming and going. This provided wild U-turns and sudden pulls in various different directions regarding direction of the content. It was f***ing crazy. There was extremely creative, impressive content that got low views from non-engaging titles and thumbnails, crazy fever dream videos, and some videos so cringe that they stayed up only for days before being taken down in wake of its feedback via dislikes and comments. This may hurt for those who may have orchestrated or taken part in working on these videos, and me roasting a channel built to help the project itself may seem strange, but there's no getting around what was happening with this channel. Uploading something that is a complete and utter failure is something every YouTuber experiences multiple times, and it's painful, but it's pounding a lesson into you, whatever that lesson ends up being. But unlike this happening to your own personal channel, when you've just joined a team and channel assigned to you by having a position in a Discord staff, this lack of personal attachment to a channel that's not your personal channel gives people the opportunity to leave in frustrated failure rather than taking the lesson to heart and trying again, enabling a vicious cycle of failure after failure with no learning curve as people continually move in and out of the team. But there was one BuildTheEarth user who would put an end to that cycle. And not in a good way. This guy, let's just call him Yuppie. The first thing about Yuppie that you have to understand is, do you remember in any of your friend circles throughout your life where everyone would randomly decide to take a person and start to hero worship him randomly for no reason other than the idea that it was spontaneous and fun, and it would get so out of control that the religious devotion started to become cult-like? Yeah, it was out of control. Idolized across the network, people en masse even started to copy his profile picture, unifying the entire community into one body, one mind. It was really weird to witness because me and my friends did this in high school 45 years ago. But sometimes we can take jokes too far, so performative that we become the joke. We embody the bit. And in this case, our hero saw a rise in the YouTube team to take lead of the channel himself. Under his command was a composer for the channel, an old favorite that you'll recognize if you've been watching this channel for a while, Shy Guy. Shy Guy had put together BuildTheEarth News episode 11, and with some of the questionable videos uploaded in the past, they now had a stringent process where videos needed manager and admin approval before being released. This process being bypassed by Shy Guy this one time for unknown reasons. Yuppie slammed him for bypassing this process, as well as many of the choices he made in making the video that would have been changed following review. And as punishment, he removed Shy Guy's access to the channel. Put a bookmark on that. That's going to become really important later. So despite some really creative, interesting videos coming from our lead, nothing produced was ever really a hit, and each successive failure brought Yuppie closer and closer to inactive status on the team, culminating in a fabled video called BuildTheEarth Rewind 2020. This video was apparently not received well at all. Not much is known of the video, as it has since been removed, but it was supposed to be an ironic take of the infamous rewind videos in BuildTheEarth style. With this nail on the coffin represented by negative feedback, this would end up being the last video Yuppie produced. What happens next might incur a sense of deja vu. Yuppie just vanished. Based on all the research everyone had done, no one could indicate any level of activity or any appearance of his Discord account in any other Discord, and all evidence would lead to the belief that he had abandoned the account entirely, all before he could transfer account ownership to the next YouTube lead. And with Zokaj, our previous PR lead, in the hospital due to a car accident, no one had access to the channel for a long time. Nothing could be done to track this guy down. We tried his Instagram, email, anything we could do, but we got nothing but radio silence. Amenable contact could not be made. Eventually, contact with Zokaj allowed access to the channel via the new PR lead, Dosburn and Dink, but Yuppie was still the owner of the channel. The team only had access to uploading videos. They couldn't change settings, the banner, channel details, and with Yuppie having turned into a ghost looming over their heads with his mysterious disappearance, it was reasonable to assume that he could, at any point, pull the rug from under them and take over the account entirely. And that's what ended up happening. Well, sort of. With Yuppie being demoted in activity from the team during March, in August, the channel's password was randomly changed without warning or explanation. This is what accounted for the inability to access, and months later, when the access was recovered, there was no explanation for the password change, disheartening the entire team, knowing that it could happen again at any time or disappear entirely. Given that fact, what was the motivation to create content when at any moment it could just get ripped away? With that albatross around their necks, upload rate on the channel slowly dwindled to nothing. Many months passed. History became legend. Legend became myth. And with so much time passing and no further security incidences happening to the YouTube channel, life struck within the team again thanks to the energy of Shy Guy. He revived viewership by essentially asking what sort of useful information could be provided to people by using the channel. That gave rise to series such as Build the Earth Explained and really useful tutorials that can help you become skilled in building through our project. An invaluable tool for anyone looking to get better at making awesome things in Minecraft. Build the Earth is an excellent training program to turn non-builders into master builders, no matter what type of Minecraft building you move on to. And these videos are excellent resources to begin that journey. But Yuppie still owns the channel. After all this time, all the hard work of the YouTube team, the reinvigoration of the content and audience, this lack of control of the account still hangs over their heads. Yuppie, if you happen to be watching this, we're not upset with you. Well, I mean a little bit, but we're not looking to form a mob with torches and pitchforks. All we need is 5 minutes of your time. Hand the channel over, and you can finally be rid of this great big burden hovering over you. We can breathe a sigh of relief and leave on positive terms. I've been thinking a lot about the tumultuous nature of the Build the Earth channel and its difficult history. If I could assign a core reason to why it's been regarded as a failed project, I think it would be this: success is earned, not given. Most channels that have something like 20,000 subscribers or more generally earned it the slow way, through years of uploads, slowly and painfully learning what works and what doesn't work until they slowly and finally made gains through all the years of uploading, to the point where they can begin to get the stronger, streamlined connection to YouTube's algorithm that larger channels have. All that experience has bred a background sense or wisdom of competence in how to proceed. All of these people who applied to direct this YouTube channel that started at 20,000 subscribers had no such background. They just got there by climbing a social ladder on Discord. Thus, giving people what they haven't earned themselves is like pouring sand into their hands. How could they know how to drive it forward when they haven't been hurt and gristled with the dozens or hundreds of videos getting little to no views until they finally got to this point? How are you expected to win a game jumping into level 6 when you haven't even played level 1? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have been directing this channel, but they quit too soon and too easily. They were expecting a cushiony, successful gig, but nothing's ever easy. And nothing's ever free. I think witnessing the failure of others isn't as instructive as failing yourself, but it's still free knowledge. So here's what I take from this. When embarking on a journey, be prepared for failure. It's going to hurt no matter how prepared you are, but you need to understand that failure puts your brain in an alarmed mode of stress where you analyze the events that led you to this panic. It's a mental super state where you make an insane amount of character progress. Don't shy away from those moments in your life, and don't run away from them. Embrace them. They're as valuable as the wins. That was the problem with a lot of people who walked into this position. They were expecting something easy when nothing in life is easy, and you should be suspicious if it is. When you get your confidence beaten by that failure, you have to be willing to kneel before God, completely open and willing to be able to see the insight given to you in order to better understand the larger picture of what you're trying to accomplish. Because once you see it, that's when your victories will start to trickle in. And in order to see it, you have to be willing to set every mental block in your mind that wants to preserve any state of comfort regarding belief about the subject away. Open your mind to what's really there and accept as many failures that are necessary to breed that understanding. Next, be more mindful about where you're traveling. Plan your life in segments to start. You should have a good talk with yourself about if something you're doing is worthwhile or if it isn't. If you decide that it's not, move on hastily, because fate isn't kind to those who hesitate, linger, or wander about. If it's worthwhile, throw yourself into it completely and give it a reasonable amount of time, more than most are willing to give, in order to see if there's opportunity there for you. Opportunity to learn valuable information, depth on a subject that few people possess, because life is a negotiation between yourself and the world. You can improve your demands on that negotiation based on how useful you are, which is a combination of the depth of your understanding and your willingness to act. Make yourself useful to give back to the world, and you'll find a degree of success. And lastly, if you're gonna quit something, say a team that puts together videos, take the 5 minutes that's necessary to give the goddamn account information to someone before you leave permanently and pretend to be completely non-existent to any attempt to contact you. Jesus fucking Christ. Minecraft is limitless possibilities within limitless possibilities. It's a multiverse. Building the Earth in Minecraft includes everything on Earth, giving it infinite possibilities within the infinite possibilities of Minecraft. Not just for builders, but for developers, businesses, and video content creators. I'm not the only Build the Earth channel, and I shouldn't be the only one. There's an opportunity for anyone out there who's willing to face the pain of failure to eventually find that diamond of success, whether you want to apply to join the YouTube team or start your own channel. Join the movement and make yesterday a better Wednesday than the day past Thursday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, as you can see, the narrative runtime for this was an entire 15 minutes, double what we usually do, which was a total bitch to edit. If you appreciate the effort, as long as we're giving out YouTube advice, I like a like and a subscribe as much as the next guy. But what really matters is the next time you see me on the front page, click and watch till the end. Well, unless I'm boring. In which case, just don't, because I obviously don't deserve it. Also, don't forget to check out our Patreon for the world download of the Earth in Minecraft. We have a lot of finished areas, and it's a great deal for a low price. See you next time.